I just moved into an old house I got for a crazy good deal. It's in a small town, kind of in the middle of nowhere. The previous owner passed away with no family, so the house sat empty for a while before I bought it. The house is from the early 1900s, when I first walked in. It had that musty smell, like the air hadn't moved in years. The floors creak with every step, and the windows rattle even without wind. But I loved the vibe. It had character. After I moved in, I started noticing weird things. Little stuff at first, like doors I swore I closed being open, or soft thuds from upstairs when I was in the kitchen. I figured it was the house settling and me being paranoid. But then I found a notebook. It was tucked away in a crawl space behind the closet in the master bedroom. The space was tiny, just big enough for the notebook. The cover was old, with a name written in faded ink, Sarah Willows. Curious, I opened it. The first few pages seemed normal, like a diary. Sarah wrote about moving into the house with her husband, how excited they were to start their life. But then things took a turn. She began mentioning the noises. At first, she thought it was the house settling too, but then they became impossible to ignore. She described hearing footsteps at night, always stopping outside her bedroom door. When she opened it, no one was there. Her husband never heard anything and accused her of being paranoid. The entries got worse. She wrote about seeing shadows moving in the corners of her vision. When she turned to look, nothing was there. The more she tried to ignore it, the more it affected her. She barely slept. Then came a different entry. The handwriting was frantic. I woke up last night to breathing heavy, raspy, right next to my ear. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. Something cold brushed against my arm. I wanted to scream but couldn't. I finally turned over, and I saw it. Pale skin stretched to tight over its bones, eyes. Black, empty pits. It just stared at me, then vanished. I don't know what to do. I'm so scared. That was the last entry. No mention of her husband, no explanation. I've tried to find anything about Sarah Willows, but there's nothing. It's like she never existed. Since I found the notebook, things have gotten worse. The noises are louder, more frequent. Last night, I woke up to slow, deliberate footsteps coming down the hallway toward my bedroom. I was paralyzed with fear. I remembered Sarah's description of the thing she saw, but couldn't bring myself to look. The footsteps stopped outside my door. I stayed up all night, too scared to move. I don't know what to do. I can't afford to move again, and I feel like I'm losing my mind. Has anyone experienced anything like this? What should I do?